Disha, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How is going on?
Nothing, sir.
So you have prepared your all assignment.
हाँ जी sir.
Okay. Have you seen your tentative date sheet?
No sir, अभी नहीं आई.
It is available on IGNO website.
Okay sir. I will see.
It is available on IGNO website. You can see, you can have watch. Okay, so let us discuss today's what is new topic. So today's topic is sales presentation, that is unit number 6. Any idea Disha about presentation?
तो सेल्स प्रेजेंटेशन किसी भी चीज को किस वे में हम किस तरीके से हम और को दिखाते हैं कि आप प्रेजेंट करते हैं जिस वे में
हम्म
उसके सारे उसके सब एक एक चीज के बारे में
हम्म इसमें सेल्स और जोड़ दीजिए इसमें.
फिर उसकी सेलिंग सेल्स मतलब बेचना वो उस परसेंटेज को हम किस तरह से बेच रहे हैं
हम्म
सेल्समैन उसकी वो प्रेजेंटेशन कैसे करता है वो सेल्स प्रेजेंटेशन
हम्म सेल्समैन अपने प्रोडक्ट को कस्टमर तक पहुंचाने के लिए वट एवर मैथड ही इज यूजिंग is known as presentation. Presentation may be oral, presentation may be written, presentation may be both oral as well as written, and presentation may be in another mode, that is audio, video, visuals also. So let us discuss what is presentation. Although we have little bit idea what is the presentation. So let us take first introduction. For making the pharmaceutical product, it is not only pharmaceutical product, it may be many product. But if we are talking about pharmaceutical product, that here salesman is medical representative. And in small words, MR is known. The medical representative frequently makes a presentation of the product or about the product to the doctors, wholesalers, and retail chemist. Means medical representative used to have presentation with the doctors, with the wholesalers, and with the retail chemist also. And whatever he and she is using is to communicate about the product is known as presentation. Okay, in previous slides we have discussed a lot that salesman has to use the presentation, and presentation is a part of communication. In previous slides, in previous chapters, we have discussed in detail what are the types of communication, but here we will discuss or highlighting the complete about the presentation. Even if we see, presentation is responsible for good marketing even or bad marketing also. If the salesman is a good presenter, then he may arouse the needs of the product among the society, among the people, among the individual. If the presentation is not good, presentation is not attractive, then it may lose the interest of customer, buyers, as well as retailers and so presentation skill is very important. Although sometimes we have it happened that presentation is good, but the person is not able to present in a good way. Simultaneously or vice versa, it may also be possible and presentation is not good, but presentator is good, their skill is good, their voice is excellent, and their way of presentation is good. So it require both. There should be presentative skill and presentation should also be cover all parameters of the product. What happens if poor representation are consistently losers irrespective of purpose of the business for which a presentation is made? We will draw some lessons from winning presentation and some from loser presentation that will help in detail to understand the uh, importance of presentation. So in this particular unit, there are four objectives that we have to achieve. First is what is the presentation and the types of sales presentation. Second is what is the structure of presentation, and third is details each of the variable affecting presentation strategy. What are the factors which affect the presentation? And fourth, but not last, develop appropriate presentation skill that may be the important for salesmen as well as for our purpose also for examinations also, that we have to know what are the presentation skills that one has to create, one has to understand the presentation, appropriate presentation skills. So let us discuss what is the presentation. A presentation is a commitment by the presenter to help the audience to do something for solving a problem. Basically, where a salesman in the form of medical representative is addressing to the doctor or discussing to the doctor or chemist or retailers about the product, it means he and she is trying to resolve, trying to answer, trying to address the queries of other counterpart, that may be the salesman, sorry, that may be the consumer, that may be the retailer, that may be the doctors, or any who is the uh, beneficiary or stakeholder. So, in a crapsy or in a simple words, it is defined that a presentation is a commitment by the presenter to help the audience to do something for solving problem. An interesting thing to note is that in presentation, commitment are made by presenter and audience are making judgment whether the presenter is telling good, telling lie, or telling right. These has to judge by the this audience, and the audience part may be the, as I said, that may be the consumer, customer, or if we are talking about the false this pharmaceutical sales management, then doctors are the audience or chemists are the audience. Presenter advocates and audience evaluate to render a verdict in terms of content and structures. Presentations and speech have a good deal in common with formal reports. Many of them are oral or many of them are in written documents. So, as I said, the presentation may be the blended mode of oral as well as written, or it may be oral only or it may be written only. Sorry. So here, what are the type of sales presentation? There are many types of sales presentation. One is canned presentation. Canned presentation means that is thoroughly checked. Their spelling, their grammar, their pronunciation, all, even word to word, has tested. There should not be any kind of error in term of language, in term of meaning. So canned presentations are presentation where text of the presentation is carefully worded, tested, and finally written down. Each salesperson is expected to memorize it and strictly follow the content in the defined order while making a presentation, that is canned presentation. The presentation is most commonly used in non-technical product selling like pharmaceuticals, telephones, and door-to-door selling, that is personal selling, etc. Means canned presentation is used by even mostly in personal selling. The specific advantage of this technique is one can finish the presentation in a very short time and still have a successful close. The other advantage of this method is it requires lesser time in training for field sales personnel. As in earlier discussions, we have discussed that even personal sales, there is less training is required. There is less money is involved for training purpose. There is less money is involved in even making the presentation. But there are certainly some disadvantage also in the this canned presentation. That is, the disadvantage of such techniques is that product has limited participation because it is a one-to-one selling, it is a personal selling, so it cannot be used in a massive selling or it cannot be used for uh, kind of wholesaling. So it is a very lesser disadvantage that it has limited participation. You might view it as a high pressure selling or defer taking a purchase decision because it is a one to one. So it may be that sometimes personal sales arouse the need and sometimes he persuade the buyers. So therefore, these are the very two small disadvantage of this canned presentation. And next is planned presentation. It is very clear by the words that is planned means one presentation is planned, how the person will address the audience, how the person will communicate the content, and what method may be, and what may be the reactions, what may be the feedback of audience. These all should be keeping in mind. A presenter make a presentation that he or she is trying to teach each and every uh, queries and trying to address them. Sorry. So it is no doubt carefully planned and organized, but still it has a personal touch of individual making the presentation. In this method, training department provide just a format and the individual salesperson then write explanation, descriptions, and illustrations. There is an advantage also of planned presentation. That is, presentation method is that it appear more conversational and less formal as the salesperson is using his own wording. As a result, in this presentation method, the prospects also get involved and his doubt and questions can be carefully handled. So basically, it is a kind of set format based. Format is given to the salesman. Words may be their own, but the communication or the content is very specific and in planned manner. So that's why the name this type of presentation is planned presentation. Audio visual presentation, it is also very simple, where audio and visuals are being used in the presentation is known as audio visual presentation. For such kind of presentation, the salesperson heavily depend on audio visual aids because he has to motivate, he has to arouse the need of buyers, he has to create the interest among the individual as well as in society to purchase their product. So for that, they require many audio visual aids to inform them, to create the awareness, and for to create their interest also. So these aids range from these as audio visual aids may be kind of charts, slides, video films, prototypes, computer based presentations, as we are discussing through the presentation, to use the actual product. In advertising industry, computer software industry, and the presentation methods are used. If you see, there is a very specific factor Earlier, they used to presentation to sell their product. That was the computer and electronic media, where these type of audio visual aids were using. But now it is has wide range. It is being used in every firm and society wherever it is applicable. So as a result, this sorry in advertising industry, computer, yeah, these are the firms where the audio visual presentations were being used. In these presentation, the speaker or the salesperson takes the back seat and prospects the attention remain center around the audio video aids. Such aids are typically used not only to gain the attention, but in the absence of it, it might be difficult to explain or demonstrate. Basically, these audio visual aids are being used as a helping instrument to demonstrate, to elaborate their presentation. Take, for example, in door to door selling, the vacuum cleaner and the photocopying machines, where the actual product is used as an integral or central character of the presentation. So, here you see the salesperson used to demonstrate how these products will be used and how they will work. Even you see the if you purchase the printer, then salesman immediately demonstrate the things and he takes a one printout also to show you. So this is the audio visual presentation method. Next is problem solving presentation. Problem solving means here salesman has to have to address all kind of queries and questions of the buyers and customers. So this is a two-step presentation method. First step is to study the individual prospects needs, and second is suggesting a proportion. This helping the prospects to solve the problem. Such method is commonly used in the insurance sector. If you see the insurance sector, person is coming, then first he would like to ask about your family, then what is the income and what was the history of the family. Is there any disease in the family, communicable disease or hereditary disease? And based on that, he suggests the policy, which policy will maybe the better for the person, because it is based on salary, history, and income all. So this is the kind of problem solving presentation. This is the best example. So next is typical structure of a presentation. See, every topic, whatever has to be delivered in the public mass. If we talk about the medical field, where medical representative has to prepare kind of presentation, but there is a structure of presentation. It is not. It is a proper format. So proper format is one is opening or introduction of the presentation. This is the first part of the presentation, in which salesman has to describe the basic information about the product, about the service, about the objectives, and about their goals. The opening of presentation is very important because it's create interest and it's draw the overall outlines, or it gives the directions of whole presentation, what we are going to learn, what we are going to listen in next presentation and time again. So in it is the first a few minutes you gain or lose the audience. Therefore, it is advisable then the introduction of the presentation should be very in crispy and very motivative or very informative also. The major purpose of the introduction are to catch the audience attention and arouse their interest, to relate the speaker purpose and audience's interest, to build the focus for the contents. The next is body of representation. It is the next part where the actual message is going to be addressed and or is going to be delivered. The body of the presentation should relate to the selected important points. It may be 3 to 4 or as per the lecture or presentation. From their body language, you are able to make out that they are not with you or they are listening properly. These are the some pictures of listener. In the first, the audience never is shy and he is not ready to even react. The second is pretended, attempt to disguise, look at the watch, and the third may be the is mapping her over watch pose, and the fourth is openly looks at watch, unconcerned about the impact of the action of the other. So when presentation is going on, there may be the many body language or body pose of the audience. So presenter should take care of that and should modify or should create the interest to as per the need of the listener or audience. So there are some suggestions to make audience attentions. One is emphasizing structure and help the audience follow your presentation by summarizing your remarks as you are along and emphasizing the this transaction means link, or you may ask simple question in between your presentation. Holding the audience attention is not only the relating the subject to the audience needs or by using clear language, but by introducing variety in your speech or presentation. It should not be monotonic or it should not be. It may help some good examples, some illustrations also. You may pause for questions and comments as shifts the audience from listening to participating. Visual aids can be used to provide clarification and stimulation. Variety of your tone and gestures will help in breaking the monotony of your voice. Consider the use of humor. Sometimes helps in steering through difficult situations. So these are some suggestions by which the presentation can be good. One part is that is third part or last part, ending a presentation. Ending a presentation should also be attractive and should also be having clarity, and it may be in the form of summarizing. As the audience attendance peak at the stage, it helps a further clarity. The final summing is not a place to introduce new idea. It should be just cover up about the product where whatever is describing about it. And one thing also, good thing, in the end, if you ask some question or if you ready to reduce or ready to address the query of the audience, this may be the last point which may help to make a good presentation, because sometimes what happen in the last, audience psychology is that they ask many questions, and um, salesperson or presenter sometimes may disturb to address the number of questions or group of questions. So some tips for leading questions or landing questions, that is, if the confused questions are coming, then reformulate or uh, paraphrase the question, ask the questionnaire to restate the question. It also gives you time to think, and it can be followed by all. Be clear, a confused questions can never be answered. If the hostile questions are coming, so salesperson or presenter should not be defensive or hostile, rephrase it and unload emotions from it to understand the message. Sometimes two-part questions are coming, separate part and prioritize them before answering. If the one question is having two, three part, so presenter has to respond by making the priority which part should be answered first. Off topic questions, sometimes presenter or This presenter may have such kind of questions which is not related to topic. So in that manner, suggest the audience that you would not handle an off questions or off topic questions. कांट आंसर क्वेश्चन, कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे हो सकते हैं जिनका आंसर आपके पास है नहीं, तो एडमिट इट एंड से दैट you would answer it later, or you may not have authorized to answer these kind of questions. So forward these questions or assure the audience that your questions is being forwarded to higher authority or concerned authority to get back. The next is planning the presentation strategies. How we can plan or one can plan presentation strategy. First of all, we should be aware what is the purpose. Define the purpose. Means purpose is first, for what purpose we are we are having the presentation. So purpose should be very clear. Means in your presentation, purpose should be defined first. For what purpose you are going to present uh, any message, any communication. So the first reason of failure in presentation is not linking through to the purpose of the presentation and focusing it sharply. The amount of audience interaction varies from presentation to presentation depending on the speaker's purpose. Often two speakers accomplish more than one purpose simultaneously. The purpose of presentation could vary from informing, persuading, exploring to changing behavior, attitude, etc. The specific purpose of for the presentations are to motivate. The first purpose is to motivate the audience to purchase the product or to buy the product or to have the service for which the presenter is here to describe the things about the product. The second, to inform or analyze. The second purpose, that presenter is here to present the quality and importance of the product in the mass through the oral or as well as written uh, presentation. The third is to persuade or collaborate. The most interactions occur when you aim to persuade people to take particular action or to collaborate with them to solve the problem or to reach a decision. So generally, what happened? Audience understanding is important. Whatever you are delivering, it should be very clear. Analyzing the audience, how one can analyze the audience, what they are, what is their interest, what they want, and what are their feeling, what are their attitude, what are their perception about the product. So first, one has to choose the strategy for composition of the purpose for what the presentation is being made, the nature of audience efforts, the effect, impact, and affect the strategy of the presentation. So one should be know about the audience, their size in advance, and there are some important point which has to be followed for understanding, for analyzing the audience. First, consider the size and composition of the audience. The second is consider the reactions or feedback or uh, questions which are coming from the audience side during the presentation. Third is presentation presentator have to take a cold hard look at their relationship with the presenter, and one should be ready about the presenter, and one should judge what what the audience need, what are their perceptions about the product, and here presenter need to have good type of presentation so that needs and interest may be create among the audience, among the uh, customer, consumer, whatever is the name. One is in the presentation, one thing is important. Even in the every communication, message is important. What message is being or is going to be delivered among the society or among the audience or among the clientele or stakeholder by the presenter or by the communicator. So how we can develop, yeah, as a presenter, as a medical practitioner, how we can develop the message. A message should be carefully developed with a view to generating a desired response. It is therefore important that while developing message, one should define the main idea, construct an outline, and estimate the appropriate length. A number of time a speaker is required to carefully choose the words because if the word is not clear, then message may not reach to the audience, to the customer, and to the consumer, whatever is. So your message body, your message content, your message information should be very clear. Determination of presentation method. There are so many kind of presentation method. We may follow any of the following presentation method depending on our own ability or on our subject or on our purpose or on our interest or as per the need. So one is extemporaneous. Here, presenter or salesmen use words as per their knowledge, as per their interest. एक्स टेम्पो बोलता है वो प्रेजेंटेटर और वो अपने कस्टमर को, अपने कंज्यूमर को, अपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में बहुत सारी इनका जानकारी वन गो में देता है और स्पॉन्टेनियसली देता है. सेकंड है impromptu. Impromptu when the presenter or salesmen are given no time to think or organize. Even presenter never know when their superior will ask when within the 2 minute or 3 minute. So it is important where salesman is free to use their own words. Third is memorizing. Salesmen first memorize about the product and he go to the field and speak about the presentation. So memorize is the presentation which is learned by heart. If a link is broken while speaking, whole presentation get affected. Typically in pharma selling, canned presentation are used. So canned presentation may be the memorizing presentation. Fourth is reading. Here nothing to do. Only presenter has to read the content. It is written on the paper. So speaker look at is not for just reading, or audience has to understand if uh, the message is clear. But very few business use this kind of presentation. Speaking from notes, there are some presentation which are based on notes. Notes means small information on different page or very cryptic. So speakers who is using notes is just like a first presentation, that is first presentation was what this ex tempo, because he used to set about the product as per the knowledge, whatever he has written, whatever he has learned, whatever he has understand. The next is deciding the presentation media, which kind of media presenter has to use. It is basically depends on the clientele. Then for which clientele presenter is going to address. If the audio visual aids are required and he used to audio visual aids, If the only written communication is required, he use only written communication. If the oral communication is required, then he use only oral communication. So let us discuss in detail. In the oral presentation, which is an alternative media, one can choose from a wide range of audio visual aids or material. Here, one can carefully plan what kind of presentation presenter is going to present among the society. He can select the media. He can use even brochures, leaflet, slides, and any other audio visual aids. Preparing this presentation, it is suggested to follow the following guidelines for selecting the best suited media. One is, do you cram information? Do you cram information? If you have too much to say, maybe you should write it separately. Second is, keep only relevant material, as irrelevancies create distractions and confusions also. Organize the breakup your material into small modules. Disorganized compels the audience to concentrate on finding the structure of the presentations. Visualize ideas, whatever is the possible, understanding, remembrance, and clarity as to the highest in the picture form. Use as few words as possible, only use only those points which the audience can understand. Do not difficult sentence, do not use difficult sentence or difficult words. Make the pictures and letters bright so that it can be visible to all. Make the sound material audible, and presentation should be checked before the it goes to the society or audience or the group. So let us first check the where the machine is properly working or not. There are some presentation skills, and it depends on various parameter. One is the personal aspect, where the presenter is in the center. So a logical step in preparing a presentation is to analyze yourself. You are an integral part of the message. You should seek following characteristics. Means it is expected from the personal, that is known as presenter. If you talk about the sales, then it is a salesman. Sincerely is vital. Product an image of sincerity by being sincere to yourself, to your subject, or to your audience. Means presenter should be sincere to the product, service, and audience. Then confidence should also be there in the presenter. Friendliness, he should be have the quality of friendship. Next is, if we are using non-verbal communication, then non-verbal behavior should also be understand. What are the non-verbal behavior? One is, reader is a person who does not make eye contact and the audience with the audience, and only concerned about his material. Such speakers fails to establish any wavelength with the audience. Means if the salesman, if the communicator is using non-verbal method to communicate the message among the society, among the individual, that is customer, consumer. So he should have eye to eye contact with the consumer or customers. It may not be with only, it may be eye to eye contact with all. Weakling is a speaker who does not know about the utility of electron, which is fact is the support of speaker material and not the speaker himself. So speaker who is going to deliver. He should be aware much about the material for which he is here to describe about the material. Musician is a speaker who does not adapt the gesture to content of the presentation but continuously relying these which do not relate the suggestions of that one should bring some variations in with the gestures. Means every musician is a speaker, but his body language, his gestures will help to create or to reach out of the information or message of the speaker. Bon Voyager, Pacer, there are so many. These are the even there are these are the postures which are being used by the presenter. Here one is reader, he is using only paper and reading about the content. One is weakling, means he just trying to climb the podium. And third is gripper, where he is very much far about the podium. One is musician. These are the example. Von Vogler and Pacer. So posture should be very much uh, attentive, and he should be stand in a good manner, and he should use the body posture, even their hands, their body parts, in such a way that message through audience and their body gesture should be very clear. Even moment, what moment while presenting the topic, the communicator and the presenter is being used. So there are some moments. One is to hold attention, to get rid of nervousness. There should not be any nervousness in the communicator or presenter. To suggest transactions, to increase emphasis. These are the moments that presenter has to be taken care. Even gestures, there are some examples and what gestures should be used by the presenter, means their use of finger, palm, wrist, arm, elbow, shoulder, all should be very attentive mode, and therefore the message should be very clear. To make the message clear, these are the some body gestures. This is the air hold, air grabs. These are raised forensic pattern, hand purse, hand bean, air punch. These are the gestures of the hand. So these gestures should be used as per the message and whatever the presenter is being communicating the message among the society. These are the other portion: hand scissor, hand chop, palm front, palm up, palm down, palm side. So these all gestures are also giving some kind of message. Means in first we can think there is a denied hand chop, means he is pressurizing about something. Palm front means he is convincing. Palm up means he is drawing attention. Palm down means just cool down and just listen the message. Palm side, he is also creating some news. These are the some body gestures of hand, and by which the communicator always try to communicate message, or always even monitor or mentor or control the audience. There are some eye contact, facial expression. Eye contact and facial expression are also important to deliver the message because it is the part of communication. And these are the some postures. Oral delivery. It is not that even we are using postures only. There are some oral delivery importance also, and in which pitch should be very clear, means voice should be very clear. Rate, it should not be speedy. Volume should not be very high, very less. Vocal quality should be there. Pronunciation, the word, using should be very clear. So these are the oral uh, communications quality. While we are delivering oral communication, then we should be understand the pitch of message, the rate of speed, volume of the message, voice, vocal quality, and pronunciation is of course is important. So these are the qualities one has to understand while we are delivering the oral message. Effective presentations, how one can present the effective presentation. There are some principles. Let us discuss. Start halfway, planned out content, clarity, partial, receptivity, encourage participation, control nervousness, eye contact, body language. These are the what we have discussed in earlier. So these all parameters should be there while we are making any presentation. These should be taken care very carefully. So these are the effective presentation. How one can make effective presentation. These are the parameter one has to be taken care. So let us take 1 minute and we will meet again. But yes, second unit is negotiation skill. So before going to discuss in detail negotiation skill, let us know what is negotiation. What is the difference between selling and negotiation? So, what is negotiation? Negotiation is a fact of life. Everywhere we negotiate many things. When we are going to shop, we negotiate the rate of the product. When the salesperson is going to the consumer or customer, where both two sides in mutual way negotiation take place. It may be the reduce of price, it may be the extension of providing service, it may be the guarantee of the product, it may be the about the product quality. So negotiation take place everywhere. If in general life, just forget about the sales and management. Negotiation is everywhere and it is play a very important role in our life. Therefore, it is written very clearly negotiation is a fact of life. It is the basic mean of getting what you want from others. It is a two-way communication process designed to reach an agreement when the two sides have some interests and that are shared with others, and one may be the opposed but may be the convinced. When we look around ourselves, we find that almost everything needs to be negotiated, whether in business, industry, or family. Everywhere negotiation take place. So negotiation is a demanding activity, and the best way to learn it is to practice it with seasoned negotiator and get a personal feedback. It is essentially to practitioner art. Basically, negotiation is a art. The primary objective of every negotiation is a goal achievement. Both of the sides involved in negotiation will have their own goals, but the desirable goal is a win-win situation. When the win-win situation, both the parties get a feeling of satisfaction with the outcome. So, negotiation is important in management as well as our pharmaceutical sales management also. The skill has limited or very rare use in pharma marketing. This skill give an extra edge to the salesman confidence. So in this topic, we will be able to discuss, we will be able to learn what is the definition of negotiation and how it is different from selling, what skills are required for negotiation, and what are the huge negotiation skill in selling process. So first, negotiation we have discussed, but we are going to know in detail what is negotiation. Negotiation can be defined as a process for resolving conflict between two or more parties where both of our modify their demands to achieve a mutually acceptable solution. You may note from this definition some of the following important points, which are negotiation is a process of resolving conflict. Yes, it is true. Whereas the conflict is available in the mind of customer, so salesman has to remove that. Salesman has to clear their doubt, and it is possible with the help of negotiation only. And if there is no conflict, there is so need of no need of negotiation. There is a need to resolve conflict more so with our customers. If we don't resolve conflict, we may even lose them. So negotiation is important where conflicts are there. Negotiation does not mean persuading the others to accept our offer. Rather, we should listen to others and their propositions. If possible, modify one stand or suggest guide the others to modify their demands. Through negotiations, we try to reach at mutually acceptable compromise to solve a problem. So negotiation is binding between the seller and the buyer, and it is a kind of acceptance, mutually acceptance, that both are ready in term of price, in term of quality, in term of service. So this is called negotiation. How it is different from selling? See, selling selling can be described as a process of identifying customer, then getting through to them and persuading them to act or to accept our propositions, means purchase the product. Whereas negotiating is a process of getting the best terms. Once the other side starts to act and in their interest, means even to arouse the interest, salesmen also negotiate many things. As I said, in term of price, in term of quality, in term of size, many things he or she negotiate with the customer. The important point to keep in mind is that negotiation is not just stating a grievance or point of conflict. As you must have experienced, complaints at best can produce apologies, and at worst, they lead to arguments. In negotiation, what we really want is to suggest or encourage a proposal which will put things in right way and take the parties concerned to an acceptable solution. This is called negotiation. The negotiating continuum is there is it is described through a graph. A is ideal, then there are some limitations, and B is the purchaser or consumer or customer. Then what are the limit? There may be some limit of seller or salesman, and there may be some limits of purchaser or customer or buyer. But in the mutual understanding or through discussion, there is some bargaining arena. They mutually accept the things. This is called bargaining, and this is the negotiating continuum. Steps. What are the steps involved in negotiation? It also shown through the picture. Means one has to prepare the idea, then it should be discussed with the other part, counterpart or customer. There should be any there should be signal that whether purchaser or customer or buyer is ready to or having some interest. If there is any interest of the customer, then sellers propose some offer, and when both are agreed, they bargain. If the person is ready to purchase the product, and whereas the seller is ready to sell the product, when both are ready, then bargain take place in term to reduce the price, to have the better quality of product, and after the accepting the term and condition from both side, agreement done, means आपकी जो बार्गेनिंग है या नेगोशिएशन है वो ख़त्म हो जाती है। परचेज आपकी, वो जो कस्टमर है वो आपके प्रोडक्ट को परचेज कर लेता है, या इन अदर पार्ट जो सेलर है वो अपने प्रोडक्ट को कस्टमर को सेल कर देता है। सो दिस इज द प्रोसेस: preparing, then discussion, then signaling, then proposing, then offer, then bargaining, and closing the agreement. What is next? Yeah, next is this is prepare. Means for negotiation, negotiation may be in open place, the negotiation may be in shop, the negotiation may be take place on table. So one has to be prepared to negotiate the things, and there should be some objectives. Means there should be some objective from both sides. It may be written, it may be oral. and these objectives are based on three categories that link to get, हमें क्या चाहिए, इंटेंट टू गेट क्या हमें लेना चाहिए, एंड मस्ट गेट, सॉरी इंटेंट टू गेट हमें लेना है और मस्ट टू गेट हमें लेना चाहिए. So these are the three important categories on based this objective has to frame. The information about the product and what should be the strategy for the negotiation and what should be the task has to be taken by the salesman to negotiate with the customer or consumer, and the discussion what may be the discussion and how he and she has to argue with the customer to get at a mutual point where both parties are ready and both parties are interested to take the action. One has to sell and one has to purchase. That is signaling behavior. What is signal? Means where both is ready. Means customer is ready, but only just he want to reduce cost or he want to take some concession or he want to have some promise from the seller side that the product is good or that he will serve whenever is required. So this is if the both party is ready, that is known as signal. What is then proposing is also there. Then both party is ready to propose. One has to sell and one has to buy. Packing, when the both mutual parties agreed, then offer is closed with the offers. Means it happens after the bargaining, which we have already discussed. And what is new? Yeah, negotiation strategies. How we can negotiate or how salesmen can negotiate with the customer, with buyers or consumers. First is strike back. What is strike back? In this strategy, as a salesman, you respond to your customer in the same tone and language as he is doing with you, to you. मीन्स जिस भाषा में जिस पोलाइटनेस से आपका कस्टमर आपसे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है या बातें कर रहा है, आप भी उसी भाषा में उसी टोन के साथ उसके साथ आगे कम्युनिकेशन जारी रखिए. Occasionally striking back will show your perspective that you can also play some games and will make him stop. But more often, this strategy will land you in a futile and closely confrontation. So, स्ट्राइक बैक में आपको कस्टमर के जो टोन है, कस्टमर की जो लैंग्वेज है, उसमें आपको बात करनी है. गिवन मैनी टाइम्स योर कस्टमर may succeed in making you feel so uncomfortable. ऐसे में भी आपको अपने आप को काम एंड कूल रखना है ताकि जो सेकंड पार्टी है वो भी एक बार सोचने पे मजबूर हो जाए कि मैं कहीं इनके साथ सेलर के साथ सेल्समैन के साथ कहीं मैं रूडली और कहीं कोई गलत बिहेवियर तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ. इसके लिए ऑलवेज गिवन पॉलिसी अपनानी चाहिए. ब्रेक ऑफ इज देयर एंड इवन देर आर many types in this break off. One is low empathy, high empathy means empathetical होना चाहिए इसको सेल्समैन को कस्टमर के साथ और उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली अपनी जो प्रेशर है, अपना जो असर्टिवनेस है, जो अपना उसका कस्टमर का जो इंटरेस्ट अराउज करना है, उनकी जो नीड्स को जानना है, वो टोटल एम्पैथेटिकल होना चाहिए. इसको 4 टाइप्स में बांटा है. हाई प्रेशर कम्युनिकेटर, लिटिल इंटरेस्ट कम्युनिकेटर, वीक कम्युनिकेटर एंड आइडियल एंड असर्टिव कम्युनिकेटर. और ये टाइम टू टाइम ये टाइप्स यूज होती हैं for the communication or for the negotiation. Principles of negotiation. What are the principles of negotiation? In the end of this unit, let us discuss what are the principles of negotiation. Negotiation is about bargaining to reach a mutually agreed outcomes. Thus, your endeavor should be a win-win outcome from both parties. So, this is the first principle. The second principle, never neglect your preparation and you must have a clear plan. It is also advisable that you select the right starting point. This is the second principle. Third is all the participants of negotiation must regard each other as equal as mutual respect is essential to both the conduct and the outcome of the negotiation. Fourth, always keep in mind that negotiation is not a debate but a discussion. Therefore, each person must fight his corner without trying to over dominate or show one uncomfortable. Patience is a key characteristics of good negotiator. Thus, take your time and do not rush into making any decision. Delay is much better than a poor outcome. Empathy. Empathy is another vital characteristics. Therefore, see things from others' point of view objectively. State clearly your objective and take a feedback as to whether the other person has clearly understood your objectives or not. Avoid confrontation and avoid getting into a corner you cannot get out of. When you have a disagree, do it carefully. When you have to make concessions, make them one at a time unwillingly. Aim high and settle at high as possible. Know when to drop the whole things rather than agree to a totally inappropriate deal. Maintain your stamina. Never underestimate. You will end positively. Neither party will get exactly what they want, but the deal should be agreeable. So this is about the negotiation, and these are the basic principles of negotiation. So this is about unit 7. So let us start unit 8 after 2 3 minutes. This is Unit 8, that is handling of promotional tools.
सर
जी,
सर वो डेटशीट तो शो नहीं हो रही अजनू की साइट पे, आप मुझे लिंक शेयर कर दो अगर आपके पास है तो।
डेटशीट शो नहीं हो रही है अभी इग्नू की वेबसाइट पर।
नहीं, उस पे आ नहीं रहा अभी, कुछ नोटिफिकेशन शो ही नहीं हो रहा कि डेटशीट आई कि नहीं।
नहीं आई हैड, मैं कल देखता हूँ उसका लिंक आपको दे पाऊँ है ना।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर।
डेटशीट तो अवेलेबल है, बट राइट नाउ आई एम नॉट एबल टू find out what is the link, but definitely I will tell you what is the link.
ओ,
Even I will tell
ठीक
you the dates of your course codes.
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
तो प्रमोशनल टूल क्या होते हैं, कुछ आइडिया है आपको? Whatever we are using, whether it is audio, video, whether it is chart, whether it is any picture, all are promotional tool of a product. So let us discuss how we can handle these promotional tool very quickly. Handling of promotional tool is an integral part of advertisement and sales promotion for any pharmaceutical brands. There are important features used to promote the sales of product. Advertising on one hand is the form of mass media communication directed towards influencing and the end customer. Means जो हम लोग एडवर्टाइजमेंट या प्रमोशन करते हैं उसमें जो भी टूल्स यूज होता है प्रोडक्ट को इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए, उसको हम कहते हैं कि ये आपका एडवर्टाइजिंग टूल है या इसका ये हैंडलिंग जो प्रमोशंस का टूल है। ऐसे जो टूल्स हैं वो आपके जो कस्टमर है उनके इंटरेस्ट को बढ़ाते हैं और उनको एक तरह से इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं, उनको एक तरह से अवेयर करते हैं टू यूज़ द सर्विस और टू यूज़ द प्रोडक्ट what we are going to deliver in the society or in the individual or to the customer. So there are so many kind of promotional material we have discussed in previous slide, and we will discuss in this slides also. The selection of these promotional material should be depends on the area, need and interest of the customer or stakeholder. So in this section, we will be able to discuss how we are handling, how one can handle the sales promotions like visual tools, IT and internet application, handling of simple samples, media applications, or various types of tools, etc. So that we will discuss how we are going to handle these kind of promotional tools. There are some essential features of good promotional tools that are: if the photograph, message, advertising name, address, all are very clear. So advertising copy should be carefully drafted and these essential features should be taken care. One is it should be made attractive, means whether we are using message, whether we are using any photograph or any scenery or any audio visual, it should be made attractive by using pictures, headline, attractive boards, etc., so that people may read and people may see or people may listen it. It should create a permanent impression on the mind of people. Repeat use of brand name of trademark is very helpful. It should give suggestions to the public or the masses. For example, the advertisement of Vicks 500 tablets suggests its use for cold and cough. And there are so many other examples. It should educate the people about the use of product and its benefits. For examples, in the advertising of baby milk powder, the instructions for preparing milk is also required and it is given on the cover page. It must contain solid agreement and proof to convince the consumer, customer, and the buyer about the superior quality of the product. Means whatever the products are available in the market, our product is superior. That kind of agreement and proof should be given on the product. For example, Anacin tablet relieves pain faster as it is microfined. Means it is should be written very clearly that it is microfined. It should create the need for the product in the mind of the pupil. It should appeal to the various instincts of the pupil. Means your product cover page or your product agreement should be very clear about the product. It should induce people to buy the advertised product. So these are the basic essential features of good promotional tool. Whatever promotional tools we are using, these essential features should be there. What are the visual tools? Visual tools for promotions of pharmaceutical products should be truthful. These should be there should not be any wrong statement regarding its content and their percentage. It should provide full detail regarding the actions and use and priority name as well as the genetic name, dose, all information, even the administration, what are the side effects, treatment of toxic effects, precautions, what precautions should be there, and the contradictions. These all should be taken care. The above statement should be truthful, scientifically correct, and proved. For that, WHO has passed a resolution regarding the advertising of the pharmaceutical product, and one should obey that. The purpose of this is ethical pharmaceutical market is the same as that for any product. These are a lot of restrictions on it. So whatever visual tools we are using, the guidelines on WHO should be adhered in letter and spirit. Purpose of visual tools. So visual tools is very important to explain the qualities to the customer through the advertising tool. But what should be the purpose? The purpose, according to various authors, sales promotion can be defined as sale promotion means any step that are taken for the purpose of obtaining an increased sales that are given by AHR Dallons. Sales promotions as a tool of market promotions which gives rise to increase in promotion uses as well as expansions of the market for the product or introduction of new product that is defined by John L. Luckand and William Lee Ziegler. Classification of sales promotion. There are three types of sales promotion. One is customer promotion, the second is trade promotion, and the third is sales trade promotion. Customer promotion is there is a target beneficiary or the customer, and here the offers are being offered to the unlimited customers, such an offer is always for a very short period. You must have seen even in many product where offer is very limited and it is open to all. आपने देखा होगा किसी घड़ी में कि वो सॉरी किसी साबुन में कुछ रैपर्स मिलेगा या कुछ कूपन मिलेगा एंड दैट विल बी गिव यू अनदर अट्रैक्टिव गिफ्ट. तो ऐसे जो होते हैं ऑफर या प्रमोशंस वो कस्टमर को ध्यान में रख के किए जाते हैं. द सेकंड इज ट्रेड प्रमोशन. देयर द टारगेट इज द मिडिल मैन. They are being offered the incentive with the hope that they will stock more and push the product to the customer. आपने देखा होगा कि 4 साबुन के साथ 1 साबुन फ्री. These are the ट्रेड प्रमोशंस, यानी कि आज या 4 किलो व्हील के साथ 1 किलो व्हील फ्री, ऐसे प्रमोशंस जो होते हैं वो ट्रेड प्रमोशंस होते हैं। थर्ड इज सेल्स ट्रेड प्रमोशन, that this type of sales promotions emphasis to increase and boost up the morale of the sales people. They are being offered commissions, bonus, and other incentive for the increase of sales so that they work directly. ऐसे प्रमोशंस में क्या होता है, आपको ये तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा कि उसमें जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि 4 kg या 5 kg व्हील के साथ इतना 1% इम्प्रूव और इंक्रीज क्वालिटी और लीजिए। उसके साथ साथ उसमें कुछ और कमीशंस और बोनस भी हो सकते हैं इन टर्म ऑफ, जैसे आपको कस्टमर प्रमोशन की बात की थी, उसमें किसी में कुछ और गिफ्ट ऑफर भी हो सकते हैं। बेसिकली जो प्रमोशन टूल्स में जो यूज होते हैं वो पोस्टर्स होते हैं, बिलबोर्ड्स होते हैं एंड इलेक्ट्रिकल डिस्प्लेज होते हैं। आपने देखा होगा इवन मार्केट में देयर आर सो मैनी पोस्टर्स which may be seen everywhere, anywhere. Some billboards are there, some electrical displays are there where information is being displayed from time to time and it is being repeated after the specific period. So these are the tools which are essentially being used for the market promotion or for the product promotion. There are some window display also from where this is the one of the medium of advertising and sales promotion. The goods are exhibited and artistically laid out window in front of the shop. आपने देखा होगा कई बार आपके जो शॉप है उसके पास ही एक विंडो होगी जिसमें उस प्रोडक्ट के बारे में बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन दी होगी। तो दिस इज विंडो डिस्प्ले। अगर हम विंडो डिस्प्ले की बात करें, चूंकि आजकल बहुत यूज हो रहा है ये, इस विंडो डिस्प्ले के कुछ प्रिंसिपल्स हैं। जैसे इट शुड रिफ्लेक्ट द कैरेक्टर्स ऑफ फार्मेसी। फॉर दिस पर्पज ऑफ इंसिग्निया ऑफ फार्मेसी मीन्स ग्रीन क्रॉस शुड बी फिक्स्ड। मीन्स जिस भी प्रोडक्ट को आप ले रहे हैं उसकी जो क्वालिटी है वो वहाँ बहुत क्लियर होनी चाहिए। इट शुड बी डिस्प्लेड सीजनल आइटम्स। इट शुड शो द प्राइस ऑफ आइटम्स, यानी कि जो आप बेच रहे हैं उसके प्राइस वहाँ पर दिख रहे हैं। उसके जो विंडो डिस्प्ले शुड बी वेल लिट ड्यूरिंग नाइट, ये नाइट में भी दिखना चाहिए। द आइटम डिस्प्लेड एट द विंडो शुड बी चेंज फ्रीक्वेंटली विद फ्रेशनेस एंड न्यूनेस टू द डिस्प्ले। होता क्या है, कई बार प्राइस रिड्यूस हो जाते हैं और हम उसको डिस्प्ले में नहीं डालते हैं, तो जो एवरी न्यू इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो विंडो डिस्प्ले पर टाइम टू टाइम चेंज होनी चाहिए। इट शुड इंक्लूड कंटेन सर्टेन मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स if it is compatible with other display. It should be decorative background। ये बहुत सिंपल नहीं होना चाहिए। टाइम टू टाइम सम इनोवेशन शुड टेक प्लेस, उसको अट्रैक्टिव रूप में बार बार उसको चेंज करते रहना चाहिए। सो दीज आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, दीज आर द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, दीज आर द प्रिंसिपल्स। जैसे आपने यहाँ एक एग्जांपल देखा है कि अगर को रेड कलर आप दे रहे हैं, कॉन्ट्रास्ट विद उसको ग्रीन, ऑलिव ग्रे और हार्मोनाइज विद, इसमें और भी कलर दे रहे हैं, यानी कि आप कलर का किस तरह से प्रयोग कर सकते हैं विंडो डिस्प्ले के लिए। इसमें एक चार्ट के द्वारा ये बताया गया है कि कोई भी प्राइमरी कलर आपका रेड है तो ग्रीन में अगर आप ऑरेंज मिला देंगे तो वो रेड की तरफ बढ़ जाएगा। यहाँ ये कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हैं। तो व्हाट आर द एडवांटेज ऑफ विंडो डिस्प्ले? The first advantage is window display act as a silent salesman for the promotion of sales, the promotion of product। वो हमेशा उसके बारे में बताता रहता है, रिपीटेडली बताता रहता है विंडो डिस्प्ले। इट इज़ ए गुड मेथड ऑफ एडवर्टाइजिंग। इसमें चूंकि एक बार कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व होगी, उसके बाद आपको कोई कॉस्ट आपको नहीं लगानी पड़ेगी। देयरफॉर इट इज ट्रीटेड, इट इज टेकन एज गुड मेथड। इट मेक्स ए ड्रग स्टोर मूव डेकोरेटिव एंड अट्रैक्टिव। ये केवल इंफॉर्मेटिव ही नहीं है ये, बल्कि आपकी शॉप को भी एक डिफरेंट लुक देता है और आप उसको अट्रैक्टिव रूप में कस्टमर के सामने वो दिखता है। इट अट्रैक्ट द कस्टमर एज द पासर बाई जो भी कोई वहाँ से जा रहा है उसको देख करके वो अट्रैक्ट हो सकता है और वो उसमें इंटरेस्ट क्रिएट हो सकता है टू परचेज द प्रोडक्ट. इट क्रिएट्स गुड इम्प्रेशन ऑन द कस्टमर व्हेन ही एंटर्ड द ड्रग स्टोर. जब भी कोई नया व्यक्ति अगर ड्रग स्टोर में आ रहा है या किसी भी शॉप में आ रहा है तो इस तरह का विंडो डिस्प्ले उसके लिए एक मोटिवेटिव फैक्टर मोटिवेशनल फैक्टर हो सकता है टू नो अबाउट द प्रोडक्ट और टू परचेज द प्रोडक्ट. देयर आर सो मैनी अदर मीडिया टूल्स फॉर प्रमोशन, जैसे टेलीविज़न है, रेडियो है और अदर ऑडियो विजुअल है. ये भी हम देखते हैं कि टाइम टू टाइम डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ कंपनीज फर्म्स इन सब प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज करती हैं अपने प्रमोशंस को, अपने प्रोडक्ट के प्रमोशंस को और अपने फर्म के प्रमोशंस को. आगे है हैंडलिंग ऑफ सैंपल्स. आपने देखा होगा कि एज ए मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव आपको जो कुछ सैंपल्स हैं उनको डॉक्टर्स के पास लेके जाना होता है और ये सैंपल्स फ्री में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने होते हैं डॉक्टर को. और कई बार डॉक्टर फर्दर, क्योंकि डॉक्टर सेल्समैन से कुछ नहीं देते हैं, तो कई बार जो नीडी पेशेंट होता है डॉक्टर उसको भी फ्री में उसको आगे फॉरवर्ड कर देते हैं. बट इसमें एक पर्सनल एक तरह से कॉन्टैक्ट्स होते हैं. मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव किसी भी डॉक्टर के पास ऐसे नहीं चले जाता, वहाँ पर पहले प्रायर थोड़ा सा उनके एक दूसरे के बारे में जानते हैं वो, कि ऐसे तो अगर मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर सबको बांटते फ्री अपने प्रोडक्ट तो वो ऐसे सारे फ्री में बढ़ जाएंगे. दे दे चूज सम गुड डॉक्टर जहाँ अच्छे खासे पेशेंट आते हों, जहाँ पेशेंट को डॉक्टर पर ट्रस्ट हो कि जो भी दवाई ये प्रेस्क्राइब करेंगे दैट विल बी यूजफुल फॉर देयर हेल्थ. तो ऐसे में मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर सिर्फ उन्हीं डॉक्टर्स को अपने जो प्रोडक्ट हैं वो देते हैं फॉर देयर फीडबैक और फॉर देयर रिकमेंडेशंस. ऐसे में आपको एक ये जो मेथड है, जो सैंपल्स का जो फ्री में देने वाला है, ये एक तरह का एडवर्टाइजमेंट है. लेकिन पैरा जो फार्मास्यूटिकल है या जो मेडिकल जो फील्ड है, इस सैंपल्स के जो मेथड है फ्री सैंपल्स को वो इसलिए भी प्रेफर करती हैं क्योंकि इट प्रोवाइड एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू इन्फॉर्म द फिजिशियन अबाउट द न्यू प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द फर्म. क्योंकि ये जो इसका जो असली यूज़र है, जो डॉक्टर है, जो प्रेस्क्राइब करते हैं अपने कस्टमर को, वो उसको इन्फॉर्म करना है नए अपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में. इट्स आल्सो हेल्प टू रिफ्रेश द मेमोरी ऑफ फिजिशियन रिगार्डिंग द ओल्ड प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द फर्म. दूसरा जो फिजिशियन है जो बहुत पहले से पुरानी चीज़ों को यूज करता आ रहा है, तो वो उसको मेमोराइज उसको याद दिलाने के लिए कि ये प्रोडक्ट में कुछ और नए चेंज आए हैं, हमारा प्रोडक्ट ये था और इसमें नया कुछ और हमने ये किया है. क्लियर्स डाउट फिजिशियन में हैव रिगार्डिंग और ए पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द कंपनी. कई बार डॉक्टर्स नाम तो सुनते हैं कि नई दवा आई है, लेकिन जब तक सेल्समैन या मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव डॉक्टर के डाउट को पूरा नहीं कर दिया, दैट इज पॉसिबल थ्रू सैंपल्स ओनली. टू हेल्प इट हेल्प टू हैव ए फीडबैक फ्रॉम फिजिशियन रिगार्डिंग द प्रोडक्ट. ये एकदम इंस्टेंट फीडबैक भी डॉक्टर से मिल जाती है जब वो अगली बार मिलता है कि आपके जो प्रोडक्ट हैं इसमें ये क्वालिटी है और इनमें ये इम्प्रूवमेंट की और फर्दर ज़रूरत है. It provides the company with an opportunity to demonstrate and explain the product. यहाँ जो मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है वो और बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ को बताता है डॉक्टर को कि आप अगर इस मेडिसिन को या इस प्रोडक्ट को यूज करेंगे तो ये आपको भी इसमें इतना % कंसेशन हो सकता है. तो ये भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी डॉक्टर को फ्री सैंपल से पता चल जाती है. एसेंशियल क्राइटेरिया फॉर प्रमोटिंग ए ब्रांड बाय सैंपल्स. इसमें कुछ देखिए, आप जैसे आप देखते हैं एज ए मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर डॉक्टर्स से आप मिलते हैं तो उसमें बहुत बार बहुत डिस्कशंस होते हैं. जो डिस्कशंस होते हैं उसमें कुछ इसेंशियल क्राइटेरिया भी होते हैं कि अपने प्रमोशन अपने सैंपल्स का अपने ब्रांड का किस तरह से मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव उसका प्रमोशन करे. तो जो प्रमोशन कर रहा है मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव शुड बी ट्रेंड एनफ. Means it should be made attractive by using picture, headlines, attractive boards. जो जा रहा है मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर, उसके पास जो वो यूज़ कर रहा है उसके बारे में प्रॉपरली क्लियर हो और उसको अट्रैक्टिव वे में उसको प्रेज़ेंट करे। इट शुड क्रिएट ए परमानेंट इम्प्रेशन। जब वो क्लियर होगा तो वो इम्प्रेशन परमानेंट ज़रूर देगा। मुझे लगता है रिपीटेडली हम लोग बोल रहे हैं विक्स 550 है, यस यही है। प्रिपेयरिंग में ये दोबारा रिपीट हुआ है इसमें। यूज ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इंटरनेट। जब भी हम एडवर्टाइजिंग की बात कर रहे हैं इन प्रेजेंट इरा, वहाँ हम लोग टेक्नोलॉजी और इंटरनेट को बिल्कुल नहीं भूल सकते, क्योंकि आजकल जितनी भी आपकी प्रमोशंस हो रहे हैं दैट इज थ्रू ऑनलाइन एडवर्टाइजिंग। एंड व्हाट इज ऑनलाइन एडवर्टाइजिंग? यहाँ हम जो ऑनलाइन जो हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म हैं, जैसे बैनर एड्स है, सोशल नेटवर्किंग एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसीज हैं, ईमेल्स हैं और ब्लॉग्स हैं, इन सब के थ्रू हम अपने प्रोडक्ट की ऑनलाइन मार्केटिंग, ऑनलाइन प्रमोशन, ऑनलाइन इंफॉर्मेशन टाइम टू टाइम हम लोग अपने उसको कस्टमर को देते हैं। सम टाइम उन्हीं प्लेटफॉर्म पर कस्टमर अपनी फीडबैक भी देते हैं अबाउट द प्रोडक्ट, और उन फीडबैक पर जो कंपनीज फर्म हैं वो सम मॉडिफिकेशन भी करती हैं एज एंड व्हेन रिक्वायर्ड। परचेजिंग वेरिएशंस, आपने देखा होगा कि जब कोई चीज़ खरीदी जाती है तो बहुत सारे वेरिएशंस होते हैं, और जो 3 कॉमन वेरिएशंस हैं किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को परचेज करने के लिए वो है सीपीएम, सीपीसी एंड सीपीए। इनका फुल फॉर्म है कॉस्ट पर इम्प्रेशन, कॉस्ट पर क्लिक दैट इज सीपीसी, एंड वन इज कॉस्ट पर एक्शन। तीनों के बारे में, तीनों चूँकि एडवर्टाइज़मेंट से जुड़ी हुई हैं और तीनों एडवर्टाइज़मेंट के थ्रू अपने प्रोडक्ट को सेल करना चाहती हैं। तो व्हाट इज़ सीपीएम? सीपीएम इज़ वेयर एडवर्टाइज़र पे फॉर एक्सपोज़र ऑफ देयर मैसेज टू ए स्पेसिफिक ऑडियंस। यानी कि जो एडवर्टाइज़र है वो अपने ऑडियंस को एक स्पेसिफिक मैसेज देना चाहता है और स्पेसिफिक ऑडियंस को देना चाहते हैं। सीपीएम कॉस्ट आर प्राइस्ड पर 1000 इम्प्रेशन। जितने इम्प्रेशन देता है वो उसके पर 1000 इम्प्रेशन कॉस्ट उसमें आती है। एम इसमें एक्रोनिम से मीन्स बेसिक है, इसमें कॉस्ट पर इम्प्रेशन एंड डेट इज जितनी भी हमारी इंफॉर्मेशन हम देना चाहते हैं उस पर जितनी भी वो लगती है, कॉस्ट लगती है, दैट इज सीपीएम। सीपीसी भी एक मेथड है एडवर्टाइजिंग करने का। यहाँ पर एडवर्टाइजर पे एवरी टाइम यूजर क्लिक, जब जब वो उसको यूज करेगा अपने इंफॉर्मेशन को स्प्रेड करने के लिए वो तब ही पे करेगा, नॉट एवरी टाइम। सीपीए भी एक एडवर्टाइजिंग का मेथड है जहाँ पर परफॉर्मेंस इन्वॉल्व हो जाता है और ये मार्केटिंग के साथ जुड़ जाता है, जहाँ पर अगर आपके एडवर्टाइजिंग की परफॉर्मेंस से हमारी मार्केटिंग बढ़ रही है तो वहाँ पर हम लोग उसकी को बढ़ा सकते हैं, हम उसको और ज़्यादा बार बार रिपीट कर सकते हैं, उसको बार बार इंफॉर्मेशन उसमें और कुछ जोड़ सकते हैं। तो दिस इज कॉस्ट पर एक्शन। जब जब आप एक्शन लोगे तब उसी के अकॉर्डिंग कॉस्ट भी उसकी इन्वॉल्व होगी। These are some kind of aid, that is floating aid, expanding aid, polite aid, wallpaper aid means inform aid, aid means advertisement, trick banner, pop up, pop under, वीडियो ऐड, मैप ऐड, मोबाइल, ये इन सबको हम प्रीवियस स्लाइड्स में पढ़ चुके हैं कि किस तरह के जो मैसेज या किस तरह के जो मीडिया है या किस तरह के जो एडवर्टाइजिंग के तरीके हैं उनको हम वेब पेज पर हम लोग यूज कर सकते हैं थ्रू सोशल मीडिया और थ्रू इंटरनेट मीडिया। एफिलिएट मार्केटिंग, कई बार मार्केटिंग के बेस पर आप एडवर्टाइजिंग करते हैं कि किस तरह की मार्केटिंग, किस तरह का क्लाइंटेल है, किस तरह के कस्टमर हैं और क्या उनकी कॉस्ट है और किस तरह से उनको मोटिवेट किया जा सकता है, किस तरह की उनकी जो इंटरेस्ट है वो अराउज किया जा सकता है। एक है कॉन्टेक्चुअल एडवर्टाइजिंग। यहाँ पर क्या होता है, बहुत सारी एडवर्टाइजिंग जैसे आपने देखोगे जहाँ पर ग्राफिक्स आते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर जो ग्राफिक्स आएगा वो उस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी को और कस्टमर के बीच के रिलेशंस को एक तरह से इन्फॉर्म करता हुआ आएगा कि यह किस तरह से आपने इस प्रोडक्ट को यूज किया था और किस तरह से आपको बेनिफिट्स मिले। एड्स एंड मेलवेयर ये बहुत शॉर्ट शॉर्ट के एडवर्टाइजमेंट होते हैं जो बीच बीच में आते रहते हैं। जब भी आप कुछ यूज करते हैं, कोई भी पिक्चर्स देखते हैं, कुछ भी आप सोशल मीडिया यूज करते हैं, तो बीच बीच में आपको मालवेयर आते रहेंगे। और वो मालवेयर समटाइम्स बैड होते हैं, समटाइम्स वो बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव भी होते हैं। व्हाट इज नेक्स्ट? सम अदर प्रमोशनल मटेरियल्स हैं, जैसे आप लोग डायरेक्ट मेल कर देते हैं या कंपनी डायरेक्ट कस्टमर को मेल करती है कि दिस इज अवर प्रोडक्ट, दिस इज अवर रेट, दीज आर अवर incentives if you buy, and these are our places from where, and these are the contact number from where you can order. Personal contact or detailing, that is kind of personal sales that we have learned in previous days. यहाँ पर पर्सनल कॉन्टैक्ट में जैसे आप फार्मास्यूटिकल जो मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर के पास जाता है, मेडिक एमआर, वहाँ वो पर्सनल कॉन्टैक्ट्स उसके बारे में, चीज़ों को बारे में बताता है और उसको एक तरह से कन्विंस करता है कि इसको फर्दर डिलीवरी इसको आगे होना चाहिए। इसको हम बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ चुके हैं कि किस तरह की एक्टिविटी एमआर को करनी चाहिए। यानी कि वो जब वो बाजार में जा रहा है, मार्केट में जा रहा है, अगर वो डॉक्टर के पास जा रहा है, डॉक्टर के भी कुछ डाउट्स हो सकते हैं, डॉक्टर को भी कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए होती है, वो सारे के सारे डाउट्स को क्लियर करता है इंस्टेंटली। और अगर कोई फीडबैक उसको बाद में मिलती है तो वो उनको फर्म को प्रोवाइड करता है, सो दैट एनी मॉडिफिकेशन इफ इट इज रिक्वायर्ड मे बी modification may be corrected or modification may be done. So this is about this unit 8। सो आज हम इसको यहीं ख़त्म करते हैं। अगर आपके पास कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछिए।
सर
जी
सर हमने जो असाइनमेंट अभी सबमिट करवाए हैं ऑनलाइन, उसका मुझे कैसे पता लगेगा कि वो वहाँ पर इवैल्यूएट हो गए, उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट
देखिए,
कर लिए हैं या सबमिट?
सुनिए, जहाँ तक आपके एक्सेप्ट की बात है, आपका ईमेल अपने आप में एक प्रूफ है कि आपने असाइनमेंट की अपने सबमिशन कर दिया है, दैट इज ए एक्नॉलेजमेंट। अगर आप
ठीक
किसी
है सर।
सेंटर में फेस टू फेस जाते हैं ना,
हाँ जी।
वहाँ आपको एक रिसिप्ट मिलती है, वो रिसिप्ट आप लिखते हैं, उसमें जो वो डीलिंग पर्सन है वो साइन करता है कि लो ये आपके असाइनमेंट हमें मिल गए हैं। ईमेल अपने आप में एक एक्नॉलेजमेंट है दैट यू हैव सबमिटेड योर असाइनमेंट, नंबर वन। नंबर टू, चूंकि बहुत सारे असाइनमेंट आते हैं, इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल टू रेस्पॉन्ड दैट वी हैव रिसीव्ड योर असाइनमेंट एंड इट इज इन प्रोसेस, दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। नंबर थ्री, इट्स टेक्स टाइम्स। जब आप असाइनमेंट जमा करते हैं, कम से कम 1 से 1.5 मंथ उसके इवैल्यूएशन में लगता है। और ये असाइनमेंट आपको बिफोर टर्म एंड एग्जामिनेशन आपको वापस भी मिल जाते हैं, अगर आप चाहते हैं, अगर आपने ये फेस टू फेस जमा किए हैं तो। ऑनलाइन में आपको इसलिए नहीं मिल पाएंगे क्योंकि उनको इवैल्यूएट जो इवैल्यूएटर है वो ऑनलाइन करता है। ऑनलाइन
ओके।
में उनको प्रिंट आउट तो निकालेगा नहीं वो, अदरवाइज तो वो फिर ऑनलाइन का क्या पर्पज रहा वो। आपको अवार्ड्स आपके टर्म एंड से पहले वो उसमें जो आपका जो स्टूडेंट का जो ये प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ उसके कब उसने एडमिशन लिया, कौन कौन से उसने कोर्स लिए, वहाँ भी एक लिंक है। आप जान सकते हैं कि आपके असाइनमेंट कब आपसे इवैल्यूएट हुए और वो कब आपके उस पर अपडेट हुए हैं, कब आपके मार्क्स आपके फाइनल ग्रेड कार्ड पर अपडेट होंगे। उसके लिए आप स्टूडेंट जोन है, उसमें करीबन 15-20 दिन बाद आप जाके देखिएगा, अभी नहीं, इसमें टाइम लगता है क्योंकि पहले वो एकेडमिक काउंसलर को जाएंगे। ही और मी he or she may not have time to evaluate immediately। कई बार 1 महीना 1.5 महीना लग जाता है, बट रेस्ट एश्योर these awards will be updated before the term and examination result। ओके।
ठीक है।